how about this? Going to your next note, you said you love traditional dating, being treated like a lady and not having to worry about anything, but doing modern things. Modern dating to me is a little stressful or too basic. Nobody wants to Netflix and chill. What do you mean?
So when I said modern dating stuff, like modern activities, like
like mini golf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you said you want to get to know the person you're spending time with. You love traditional dating, being treated like a lady. Going around the table, do you also like traditional dating, being treated like a lady?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said yes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Would you consider yourselves traditional women?
Yes.
No.
No.
I can be.
What do you mean?
Because we grow up in a modern age, right? We're part of the modern age. So we know what it is to date modern and live in this society. But I was taught traditional ways and things that you do. And like.
Okay. And then what about you?
Yeah.
Some aspects.
Okay. So can you guys list for me, what are some of the things, like when you say you love traditional dating and being treated like a lady, can you maybe give me like 2 or 3 things that you might expect from a guy when it comes to traditional dating?
To keep it simple, like open the door for me.
Sure. Okay. Open the door.
Yeah. Plan the date, initiate.
Sure.
And yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Also, real quick, Ryan, sorry, I don't mean to cut in. I just want to make the correction. I said it was 1 acre per person in Texas. It's 0.2 acres. My bad. Just wanted to correct it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Providing protection, chivalry, like being romantic. Yeah.
Okay.
I think just not being so handsy so fast, right? It's like the first date and a guy's like trying to grab your titties.
Like
so.
Yeah.
You said the question was the aspects in traditional dating.
Yeah, like you said, being treated like a lady. You love traditional dating. So what are some of the things that a guy would do to do that? Like she said, open the car door, paying for the date, this sort of thing.
Leading. Like definitely leading.
Yeah.
And taking it slow too. I feel like, getting to know somebody. Like we talked about 3 dates, like
courting.
A couple dates. Yeah, courting. I like that word.
Okay.
Being provider and like opening door, being romantic.
Okay. And so what, I guess, are you doing in exchange for this? Like, what are you doing that's traditional? And how are you treating him like a gentleman?
Could we just randomly talk or?
Well, how about we start here?
Well, if it was my man's after a long day of work, I'll massage you. Make sure you come home to a clean home that smells good, home cooked meal.
Okay.
Lots of love.
Sure.
I would say the same thing, cooking, cleaning. Like if my man wants me to rub his feet, I'm gonna rub his feet, give him a massage.
What about you?
What was the question?
It's her, not you.
Me? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Caretaking, if it is a relationship, if it's just starting and courting again.
The beginning.
Yeah, so the beginning. Definitely, I think like there's like certain things like when they open the door for you outside, you open it for them inside. Like there's certain things that you can like reciprocate back and forth.
Sure.
Yeah, it's the first one coming to my head right now.
Okay, what about you?
I think just like listening to him, listening to his problems, being his piece.
Here, I'll give you a couple prompts on this. Will you take your husband's last name?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
I've been in debate about it, but traditionally, I'm starting to think I will.
What's the debate?
My last name holds a lot of meaning to me. And so for a long time, I didn't really even believe in marriage. My aunt's a lawyer, and she like most divorces or most marriages end in divorce. You do want to get
married though, right?
I do.
Okay.
And so my fight with myself was, do I keep and hold the history of my last name, right? Or do I go the traditional way? Like my big thought was like, okay, where's their standpoint on it? If he's okay with it and he understands my decision, then I would love to be able to. But if it is a topic of discussion and he is, like it's a make or break deal.
Yeah. I want to have that conversation. Okay, go ahead. Yes, you take his last name. And just really quick, should the guy pay for the first date?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. If you're asking me.
Hold on.
If you're asking me to go, yeah.
You said there would be a conversation. Here's the conversation. Hey, babe, you're taking my last name. Is there a conversation after that?
Yeah.
What's the conversation?
Like, what is the meaning to you? Like, why is it so serious?
I'm a traditional man. This is the tradition. Mm-hmm. What other conversation needs to be had?
I mean, is it going to be on paper? Is it just in display? Like, is it just in our vows?
You're going to get a legal name?
Do I have to legally change it on paperwork now for everything?
You're going to get a legal name
forward?
change to my last name. We're not going to hyphenate, and the children are going to have my last name.
Children are understandable.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah. Can in changing it, am I allowed to keep? That's what we call hyphen, right?
That's really actually kind of weird, though.
The hyphen where it's like really long.
No, if you wanted to keep your last name because it's that important to you that the namesake itself be kept, why would you allow the children to have a different last name? Because wouldn't your name still die with you?
True, but to me, it's to me, I hold my children and stuff like that kind of in the same viewpoint as the circumcision, right? It's not our decision. It's not my decision. I can't really make that all the way. It is with the parent. It is with my my spouse. And like in a traditional way, I would want them to take the last name.
But if the name is so important that you wouldn't want to change it because you think it should live on, this is the idea here. Why wouldn't you demand that the children also have the last name? It's going to die with you. I don't even understand. Like, well, how important is it really if it's just going to die with you anyway?
It's meaningful to me. And if my kids later on learn my understanding of what it meant to me and they decide they want to take that moving forward or they want to change their name and keep my last name too, they can do that.
So how long is this conversation going to be? Because I've already told you, I want our kids to have my last name. That's it.
The kid's fine, but the original conversation was me taking the last name.
You're taking my last name too.
So if it's we're already getting married, I said yes to you, then I'll most likely take the last name. But if
what do you mean most likely? This is, I don't want to get married to you. This is like something that's very important to me.
Then I'm going to have to take some more time to think about it.
Oh, okay. Well, when I'm on a first date with you, I'm going to have to take some time and see if we got to go 50-50.
But this isn't.
And you can open your own car door. You can open
name.
your own car door and you can do, we can be 50-50 until you decide whether you're going to take my last name.
But why would you ask?
But the first date and marriage isn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to
But you said you love.
The first date and marriage aren't on the same level.
You said you
at all.
love traditional dating and being treated like a lady. Why aren't you treating your man, like a gentleman?
There's other ways to treat you like a man and show that you're.
So in all the ways, so you enjoy all the benefits that traditional dating entails.
No, I offer
Chivalry,
as well.
You offer what?
I offer.
Yeah, it's a token
I
offer.
take care.
What do you mean you offer? What do you offer?
I'll in return, make sure if my person's taking care of me, it's a two-way stream. I'm going to feed you, you feed me. Okay.
You just said
are we at first dating stage or are we're talking about marriage and last names? Because those are two different aspects of the dating spectrum.
Hold on. So just to be clear, you want the traditional benefits early in the relationship, and then you want the modern benefits when it really matters when you guys are married?
I believe they're mixed in. Like it's a piece nowadays where they're mixed and blended together, and you're going to get the best of both those worlds and the worst.
Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the only thing that changed modern is just y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you want traditional courtship, why wouldn't you want to be a wife traditionally? Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
There's other aspects of being a traditional wife outside of just taking the last name.
Yeah, but
that's nothing.
From a woman's point of view.
And I think traditional dating and marriage, right, are different amongst cultures too. I learned different things than in the U.S. than in Canada or than Europe. Like people kiss each other on both sides of the cheek.
But we talking about the
name,
name, though. The name, that's kind of universal.
The name.
Yeah, like taking on the last name. That's not. That only changed.
Well, actually, in I believe in Mexico, the kids take both the last names. And then
all right, go date a Mexican. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know. We're in the United States, dude. I don't know how to talk about Ethiopia. I don't know how to talk about some other country. I'm not thinking about some other country.
Not there, we here.
We're in the United States.
Because we could bring up polygamy.
But
would y'all do that? They do that in other countries. Y'all with that? No.
That's here too. Polygamy is very big.
But it's taboo here.
It's taboo.
But it's vibrant in other countries. So obviously we could play that under country shit all day. So my question to y'all. So
yeah, I could go to Japan. Give me. Well, hold on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all like to play this type of this anomaly game. So let me ask you this: What are you willing to change your apparel for your man? Like, say if you got a very provocative Instagram and your man is like, I love you, but would you change your pictures? Would you take them down? Are you willing to do that for your man?
I've had this talk and I've had this conversation with the man before.
By the way, you guys have very revealing photos on your all four of you who said you
body positive.
You all have.
Okay,
that's nothing to do.
It's barely revealing. I
got hold on.
I have 5 swimsuit pictures. Like
no,
are y'all virgin?
Hold on, no, hold on. I looked at all of your Instagrams. You have a photo where I don't know if. Where you're like,
please don't bring
your leg, it's looking right down Main Street at your crotch, bro, and you're in some panties.
That photo is from 3 years ago.
That's revealing.
That old photo.
So it's still online on your public OnlyFans.
So on a dating aspect of that, right? Because you asked, would
marriage.
I change?
I'm talking about we about to get married.
Are we marriage
now.
or dating?
Marriage. We serious. We about to get married.
Okay, and now now we're all the way in,
because
right?
you gotta realize the elder man
but you knew where you met me like that.
It don't matter. We married now, so it's like I'm not gonna put stipulations.
And
on
it's not a make or break. Are you saying you need to change how you dress? You need to dress like this now, or you can't dress like this moving forward?
Or you can't post these type of photos.
I'm talking about if you're
get married.
You could.
Or we're not getting married.
When we're out in public, you with me, or if you're my wife, you're a representation of me, whether I'm around or not.
Yes.
Because women like to say, well, I can wear what I want when I'm by myself, but if somebody punch on you, I got to do something about it.
So if my person states,
if you outside looking crazy, I can't tell you what to wear. A woman to say, well, I'm gonna wear what I want. Some women to say, well, I can wear what I want.
So you're saying the girl got punched because she had revealing clothes on?
I'm saying that if you got into an altercation, regardless of what you're wearing, if you're outside and you got into a situation, your man got to defend you, right? Even though he has no say on, he has to defend you if somebody put his hands on you.
Right.
So if you are under my care, whether I'm present or not, then I should also have an opinion on how you carry yourself, whether I'm there or not.
I mean, it depends. Like, to what degree is the girl carrying herself? Like,
I'm talking about revealing clothes, sheer, see-through. I can see your nipples. Like, y'all know how y'all be dressing out here today.
But so if my significant other is stating like I feel disrespected by certain things, but then vice versa, are you going to be okay if I be like, hey, babe, I don't like what you're wearing?
You got to prove to me how what I'm wearing is attracting something that's negative. Like, how am I? Like,
if a man could prove that, then I will listen.
If you're, I got to prove.
Hang on. Maybe we can look at it at a different angle. Let me just ask you a question by a show of hands. The Titanic is going down, and you only have so many lifeboats. Do the women and children go first? Raise your hand if the women and children go first. Yes. Okay, that's the end of that. So if the women and children go first and the men have to go down with a boat, then you need to do what you're fucking told and wear the right shit that the men tell you to wear. Because otherwise,
just to be clear,
otherwise, you can go down with a fucking ship, and we can lifeboat.
Wait, so hold on.
Because we're strong enough to make you go down with the ship and take a lifeboat.
So now it's 4.
Y'all don't want to listen.
So now it's 4.
Now he says, sit down and shut up. And
hang on.
Wait, hold on.
Freak out.
No.
Let me finish. The reason that all of you raised your hand is because you said that there's a social duty and a societal expectation that you have for men. Great. We have them for you too. And what we have for you is that we don't want you to wear skimpy clothes, right? And walk around and make a fool out of yourself, right? That is our social expectation.
A lot of male designers.
If your social, hang on, let me finish. If your social expectation is we go down with a ship, our social expectation in society is that you also have standards to adhere to.
Wait, so just to be clear, you guys want men to literally die for you, but you draw the line at men wanting you to put on a jacket?
No,
really?
All I was saying is, what level are we at where a man is trying to tell me what I should be wearing and what type of pictures
want men to die for you?
When did I say that? When did I say that?
He literally just asked the question. So you guys
are talking about the Titanic?
No, we're talking about it. No.
Specify, because
this is why they ain't want y'all to vote. This is why they ain't want y'all to vote.
Hang on.
Misogyny.
I'm just saying, y'all been saying some goofy ass shit.
Hang on.
Misogyny.
You're right. We're talking about the Titanic. Why in the Titanic should the men go down and the women get the lifeboats and the kids? Why?
That's what happened in the movie. Because the mother,
y'all
could take care of the kids, and the kids have more life to live.
Forget the kids. The kids go first. That's a given.
We know that mothers know best when it comes to what they're.
One woman, one man.
Mothers know best.
Like
mothers know best?
I think most mothers know best when it comes to their kids and raising their kids.
Andrew, do you have the stat?
If it's a traditional man that's out working and usually is not home to take care of the kids, yes, the woman should be going down with
I
the
just need to ask you this question then. If your social expectation is that women get on the lifeboats first, right after the children do, let's say the men on board the ship say to you, no, you stay on the boat and fucking sink. You can't force them. Right? Okay. You can't. They could force you to stay on the boat, but you can't force them to stay on the boat. Why shouldn't they do that? Why shouldn't they? Why should they give you their spot on the boat? Why should they?
If they love you, that's fucked up.
Oh, but if you love them, that's fucked up.
They don't love.
No, but hold on.
Hang on. Let me finish with. If you love them, that's fucked up. Why do they stay?
It's fucked up either way.
No, but why is the social expectation you go?
Because the mother, I think personally, the mother should go with her kids because mothers know.
Wait, hold on.
If you're not a mother, then I feel like that's a different conversation.
Stop.
You're a parent.
Let's make this really simple. Everybody on the boat is single. Nobody knows anybody. How about that?
Where'd the kids come from?
Okay, so it's either women go or men go.
It's always going to be the women go.
What's the social expectation?
I think
we only have,
it should be one of each.
We've got 30 spots on the lifeboat. We've got exactly
why would it just only be women like that? Okay, now I don't understand what you're talking about.
Y'all women just want to be right, man. Y'all be playing these goofy ass games.
What's goofy? Because we just said, one woman and one man should go down.
Because y'all want.
Is that not fair?
Because you want the best from men and you're not willing to give him your best. The fact that a man got to argue with you about
why is my last name the only best I have?
No man has to argue with me. No man has to argue with me about what I wear.
That's what you want to do. But traditional is the key. I'm sorry, Brian. No. Traditional is the key word. That's why. But let's put that down. If a man's supposed to give you the best, you think that a lot of men make a lot of money, like you said earlier. You said a lot of the guys in the league, which is not. But we're gonna go with your argument. So you want the best that men have to offer, and he can't tell you to cover your ass up. And you're not a virgin on top of that? Like, what is men getting out of marrying women like this?
I never said that a man could not tell me what to wear.
I just said, guys,
no,
one
I
at a
didn't.
time. One at a time.
I didn't.
So he can?
Yes, but it depends. What level are we at? That's the question that I asked. What level are we at?
You, my girl.
First date and a man is telling me what to wear is crazy.
I ain't say that. But
now, we're married. Okay, cool. Like you want to tell me what to wear?
They didn't even
I'm having sex with you. Put like this. At the moment, this.
Are we boyfriend and girlfriend?
Listen,
that's fine.
I feel you. This the moment when you supposed to listen. When if somebody do something to you, I gotta do something back. That's when you listen to me.
Okay.
So that's right away.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's fair. But to say, you can't wear this, and it's the first date is crazy.
Soon as I gotta defend your honor, that's the moment you listen to me, and that's as soon as I meet you.
But what about the women that's not dressed crazy and a nigga still going to slap their ass? Then what about that?
I mean, and that's a degenerate, stupid dude. But is that the majority? Y'all always gotta find these anomalies that we look for. It's women online right now that's cooking their kids in the oven. Am I gonna bring that up as an argument? Exactly. No, look, am I lying? It's happening.
Lying.
Women are putting their kids in the oven, all types of weird ass shit.
Too. Yeah, crazy
I'm dead
stuff.
ass. And Andrew, one more thing. Andrew, can you pull up that stat? Because you said something about a mother knows best. I'm glad you said that. I seen a stat, if I'm not mistaken, they said that a single father and his provision, and how he cares about his kid, has been proven to be equivalent to a 2-parent household or better. So do women really know best?
You take one study and you think that's supposed to represent all men and women in the world?
I know a lot of good fathers. I know a lot of goofy ass mothers.
One sec. Go ahead, Andrew.
I also know a lot of people that don't have dads.
One sec. Go ahead, Andrew.
I'll explain this stat from both.
Plenty of men that leave their families.
And women, and they have mad kids.
And it's way more men that's leaving their families.
I'll get you guys in. Go ahead, Andrew.
So here's the stat on this. So he's right that generally speaking, so it used to be that there was a default in the court that children basically always went with the mother. As that has decreased, as more and more fathers have been awarded custody, we've been able to do some longitudinal studies on the outcomes of children who are raised in a single mother household versus a single father household. And it is true that the outcomes for children in a single father household do much better. This is not due to income. This is due to the fact that your abuse rates significantly increase by bringing additional men into a children's life who's not the father. Women do this. However, the case is that men, when they bring females into the life of children, they're not much of a physical threat to the children because the father can do something about it. So ultimately, yes, stepdads, the abuse rates go up. It's not that most stepdads are abusive. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the abuse rates do go up. And promiscuous women, the abuse rates significantly go up. So yes, single father households tend to have much better results and outcomes regardless of the socioeconomic status.
And that's just
Because
based
of
off
the stepmom.
information on that one study? Like, that's my question.
Okay.
No, it's multiple studies. So
Okay.
these are multiple longitudinal studies which go over this. And so there's other things too. There's some factors for women here. Like, for instance, the fact that there's way more women who have custody of their children, right? You would think that the numbers would be reduced for men because now we have a much higher pool. So then we kind of break that down per capita. So what we do when we dive in is we find this, that when you bring strange men around your kids, the chances that your kids get abused go significantly up, right? Because you can't do much about it. You can't do much about it. Men can do something about it. So if men are in, and these are other studies which show this, if men are in relationships with women and they begin abuse of the children, men put a stop to it very, very, very quickly. Women don't often do that. So these are dependent situations, but men, it does seem that their kids have better outcomes if they're single men than single women.
And it seems like men pick better mates when they have children than women do, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know if they pick better mates, but they can just
Just from what I've seen in my life. I ain't got the data.
they can just physically do something about it, right? Women don't have this force option. They can't be like, stop abusing my kid or else. Men can do that. They can just walk over and, you know what I mean? Like, they have this kind of nuclear option on force that women don't have, which puts women at this big disadvantage if they're going to be single and raising kids.
But Andrew, that still speaks to the type of man she picked too, though, because every man is not abusive. So if you're picking a guy that is a threat to your kids, doesn't that say something about your evaluation of a man?
Most step parents are not abusive. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I agree.
Most step parents are not abusive. It's just that the rates of abuse significantly increase the second you have other men who are not the biological father. Like, for instance, you're in the abusive home with your biological parents. It's an abusive home. You're actually less likely to die in that abusive home than if the state takes you out of that abusive home. Like, that's how crazy these stats are when it comes to paternal instinct. And it's like, this is across the board. So you never want to it's really easy to be like, so that means no step parents. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying
I have to move things on. I mean, just to finish up on this whole traditional thing, when it came to the last name, the conversation that you and me were having, and you're dating a traditional guy, if you guys are engaged, it's over. I hope you understand that.
That's fine. If that's the basis of it, then it wasn't meant to be, and that person doesn't know me.
Bro,
like
this girl's throwing away a traditional man because she wants to be. She wants a traditional man. She claims to be a traditional woman, but she won't even do the traditional thing of, this is the tradition.
I'm not saying I won't take it, and I think in the beginning I did state, if it's somebody I said, okay, I'm going to marry you.
A traditional guy, but if you're going to be submissive, do you want to be submissive to your husband?
I am submissive to my husband, or to my husband, to my partner.
How would you be submissive if he's like, this is my decision on this? That's the end of the conversation.
It's conditional submission.
No, she wants to nag and have like multiple.
I'm definitely not nagging. I think
this is lit. You want to have like numerous conversations about this and nag and hope that he finally relents in his position that he wants you to take the last name. This is all the conversation that needs to happen.
No, it's a thorough thing. I want to go through.
I don't need to.
I don't know what comes with your last name. I don't know what you got going on in your family history and stuff like
we're
that.
Engaged.
We're engaged. What does it know me by now?
Who cares? In fact, you have a great last name. Let's say the last name in this situation sucks.
What if it doesn't go with my name? Yeah.
No, how about everything is great with his past? I don't know what that has to do. Everything is great in his past, but he has like a kind of bad sounding last name. Do you want to keep your last name?
It would have to really depend on how much I love that person, how much I want to get married to them.
You already agreed to.
You obviously love the guy.
If I already said yes and it was a conversation we already had and I'm like, yes, I'm already marrying you, I've already said yes to that, I'm going to probably most likely take your name.
No.
But prior to me saying yes Prior to me saying yes to marry you,
most likely,
if I'm saying yes to marrying you, we're already at the establishment. I'm taking the last name.
Go ahead.
Well, if I'm already saying yes to marrying you, I've probably already established we're taking the last name, right? But prior to me saying yes to marry you, we need to have this conversation on. I need you to understand my placement, how I feel about my last name, and can we have that conversation?
And then if you're like, if in that
conversation you're like, no, I'm strict. I want you to have my last name, and that's what it's going to be.
It shouldn't even be a conversation. You should just be like,
well, unfortunately, we live in modern days. And
cool. Pay for your own shit until we're married.
I do.
I'm never going to protect you. I'm never going to open the car door. You can do all that shit.
Okay, then I'm also not going to clean the house. I'm not going to cook for you. I'm not going to take care of you on the other traditional aspects that I'm all supposed to cover if that's going to be how it is.
Cool.
Because I'm over one traditional thing and I have, a controversy, or I look at that a certain way. Now you want to take all the traditional aspects off the table.
That's a big thing, though.
That it is a big thing. That's why I want to have a conversation. That's why I want to have a conversation about it. Let's talk about it.
You do, but a man in that position don't.
But what is I don't understand the point of having the conversation. If you met a guy and he's like, yeah, I'm super traditional, and he's like, I want to have a conversation about all the ways in which you expect me to be traditional. He's like, I want to have a conversation about paying for the first date. Bro, I guarantee you if you went on a date with a dude and he's like, babe, I want to have a conversation about who's going to pay for this date, you'd be like, it's over for that dude. And you know it. You know it would be over. You'd be like,
I'd be like, what's the conversation you want to have about it? Like, because what's going on? Why you want to talk about it?
The economy and look, it's just, I would really appreciate if we go like 50-50 on this until we're married.
So if you ask me out on this date and you're like, hey, I want to take you out, that's yours.
Do you ask guys out on dates?
I've asked people to go out.
Oh, no. First date.
I wouldn't go out.
Stop. Not you guys always do this. Oh, the boyfriend I've been seeing for 3 months, I asked him out to lunch. No, first dates.
Okay, first
you guys
dates,
are
not a friend of yours.
It's not a thing. That's not really a thing that I've had to experience or I've tried to experience.
Who cares?
But I will take my man out. I'm going to go take him out.
No, we're not talking about my man. No, we're talking about initial.
Congrats. The guy's been paying for 3 months. And then you'll take him out once to fucking McDonald's. Congratulations.
Well, to use a guy,
don't eat McDonald's.
Analogy here. He's used many of my arguments. I think I'll steal one of his for a change. Let me just ask you this directly. This is Myron Gaines has said this in the past. It's actually a pretty worthy question. Would you date a super flamboyant and sassy man who promises that he'll be a traditional man for the right woman, but he needs a few dates to make sure that you're the one?
Corn and tobacco addict.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I feel like it takes a few days to see the person in general, right?
Listen to the rest of the question.
Oh, go.
Would you date a super flamboyant, sassy man who promises that he'll be traditional for the right woman, but he needs to test you first by going on a few dates with you?
And paying? Like 50-50?
Money answers all things. They pay. It's all good, right?
No, I feel like actions speak louder because you can come off flamboyant, you can come off certain things, but then in those dates that we're getting to know each other, you can show me that traditional rather than saying it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to show you. Like,
so you would actually take a flamboyantly sassy man and tell him that one day maybe he would decide he would be traditional for you if you were worthy of it, and he needed to test you first. You would really do that?
Like I said, you see along those dates if that person is really traditional or not, or super flamboyant, and halfway through I'm like, okay, now it's too sassy for me, no tradition whatsoever, then I'm out of there. But you don't know anything unless
I like a little sass.
I bet you do. The only reason y'all like a little sass because a little sass means you can control them a little bit. Yeah, that's about it.
No.
Do y'all agree with this statement, fellas?
I like my men a little emotional.
Well, we had the conversation. Do y'all agree with this, fellas? I feel like modern women will sacrifice being happy to be right, while men will sacrifice being right to be happy.
I don't know.
How about this one?
Maybe.
Men will sacrifice their happiness for their family. Women will sacrifice their family for their happiness.
No, I know a lot of women. I know women who
You just threw away a good guy because your last name.
There are good guys in the world. There are godly men out there that will freaking be willing to take that conversation with me. Yeah. But I know women who stayed in unhealthy, toxic relationships that they hate and they didn't want to be in and were very depressed to keep the family together.
Yep.
And they're like this small ass list. You always want to find these anomalies
Again with
to
the
make
small
y'all
list,
point.
but you saying there's
No,
nothing.
you
You're like, I know somebody that did that.
No,
I had an
'cause
aunt.
you know him too. Who you from?
LA.
You please come on now.
Anissa, I have a couple chats for you to read. Go ahead, Anissa.
Remember the question that I asked earlier?
Oh wait, are we not getting audio? Okay, Morgan, can I have you read?
Remember that question we asked earlier? Why would I wife any of you as a high value man? Gents, behold the answers, pure, unadulterated, dog shit, wholly underserving of traditional value.
Undeserving of traditional value.
He did ask the wife
but was
question.
he giving traditional?
What was his name again?
Lucas.
Shut up, Lucas.
Oh shit.
That's my future man's him to find out.
Okay.
Lucas, aren't you married? Why are you worried about what we're doing? Go worry about your wife.
don't
You
get
have
to
a wife
cheer-
already. Why do you want to talk about wifing us? And you already got a wife.
You don't get to cherry pick
Well,
with traditional
wait,
values.
Lucas. In Lucas's defense, what Lucas is saying, well, as a man, he has duties in society, and he's going to have daughters and things like this, and possibly sons. One day, his sons may end up having to date women who are like you. If this is the case, he wants to understand the inner workings of the sexual dynamic. So it's perfectly acceptable for him and millions of others to take interest in this, and modern dating makes total sense to me.
All right, read this.
You don't get to cherry pick which traditional values that benefit you. It's an all or nothing proposition. I work 12 to 14 hours a day, earning 7 figures. Do you really think I'm going to waste a single brain?
Looks like he has another one coming in, but there's one from Desert Joe coming here. Thank you, Lucas. We'll be on the lookout for your second one.
This is a common theme for these modern 304s. Guys invest in cat food companies. In a few years, the market is going to explode.
Why are we modern 304s?
That's crazy.
We didn't even say nothing.
Apparently, my viewpoints
Since
are
you know
whole.
all
That's like
about
the default
that, that
setting
must
for
be
a lot
what
of
you are.
comments.
Thank you, Desert Joe. Appreciate the super chat. Lucas, we'll be on the lookout for your, I think, your secondary message that might be coming in here in just a sec. Look, I just don't get this whole traditional thing. Like, just say you're not traditional. Just like accept like kind of a soy boy.
I said that.
I am.
Just
think
date
I
a
was the only
soy
one to
boy.
say that.
Yeah, you did.
Leave the traditional men for the traditional women.
I'm willing to become a traditional woman for the right man. Like, I don't care.
I'm willing to pay for first dates maybe like 6 months in.
Word.
Is that fair?
No.
But the idea for that is,
I mean, if the first date's in 6
I think
months,
I'm pretty
the first date is
traditional.
in 6
I think
months,
I'm
then
pretty
you might not
traditional.
make it there.
when you say I'm willing to become
Outside
a
of,
traditional
okay, I got revealing
woman
pictures
for the
of
right
my
traditional
Oh, that's a
man.
huge deal, sweetheart.
Isn't that the same idea
My
as saying
Instagram
I'll
is not
become
that bad.
virtuous and good
I've seen worse.
when the time comes to be virtuous and good? You're saying the same thing, right? Like, I'll be virtuous when it's time to be virtuous for the right man. Isn't that backwards? Wouldn't you want to be virtuous first because you would be trying to ensnare or in some way incentivize the virtuous man?
And practice makes perfect.
I feel
No, practice
It's hard.
makes
No.
persistence.
A lot of y'all be thinking y'all could just turn this switch on, but no, you got to practice being a woman. Because I know a lot of women who said that, and then when they been put in them situations, they can't handle being that type of woman because they've never been it. You have
That's
to, like,
why
that's like
I know
us.
I'm
Can
a
we just start being a
traditional
man when we meet y'all? Or I got to be a
But
man.
hang
period?
on. This moves back
What
to
are
the
the
Myron
practices?
argument that he was making, right? He's like, listen to what you just said. I'm willing to be traditional for the right man. But then if the argument goes back to you, well, if a man says, okay, look, if you're Mrs. Sassy Pants and this and that, I'll do the same thing. I'll be Mr. Sassy Pants, and I'll be a pain in the ass, right? And I'm going to shit test you for X amount of time so I can make sure that you're willing to do these traditional roles that I want. You probably wouldn't like that, right?
I wouldn't, and I feel like there's a lot of guys out here that are like that. I'm not gonna lie, like
Sassy.
very sassy, and they want to test women and see what they can get out of women. Or
But isn't that what you're doing to them?
No, how?
They just want
Because you just
mimicking
got
y'all.
done saying that you'll be traditional for the right man.
But I
This
feel
means
like-
that, well, hang on. I just want to let you know that means
Okay.
that has to actually mean that he has to fit A, B, C, and D box, and then you'll act the correct way that you think he wants you to act.
That's not true, because I've met dudes that didn't even meet my standards, and because I just fucked with them so heavy and I really loved them, I actually waited around to see if they would change and do better for me. So I feel like it's very much so possible for it to be vice versa. So that's why even in the situation that I'm in right now, he's not a traditional, but I can tell he's trying to put in that work to be the man that I want him to be, and I don't mind doing that same thing in return for him. So if he asks me, oh, can you delete these pictures, because he's doing everything so right, I actually would do that for him, but he don't trip off me. So when I say I'm not a traditional woman, because y'all talking about, oh, my Instagram is revealing, that's really what I'm talking in reference to.
I hear you, and I heard that before, but when I see women do that in real time, they always are able to give a certain kind of guy that stipulation. So in other words, if it was a dude that was, very straight to the point, clean cut, conservative, and coming at you like that, y'all don't give that same submission. But y'all have all the patience in the world for a dude with a certain, in my opinion, edgy, hood, maybe aesthetic. Y'all got patience for that guy. I don't see a lot of women giving patience for, the everyday brother, like the guy that got that rapper look brother. Or something like that. Oh yeah, you got all the patience for him, but a regular dude, y'all don't have that same patience.
My man is a regular dude, and I have so much patience for him.
And I believe you. I'm just saying a lot of women say that, but when I see what they do, it's like, oh, I'm sure you got patience for him.
Oh, I was just saying, I feel like that's their type. Like, if a girl doesn't like a regular dude, what's the problem?
No, that's fine, but I'm just saying. Even when you look at the statistics of women who be getting pregnant, at least in my community, they get pregnant by a small percent of men. So it seems like most men are not even getting their attention. So it seems like women are dealing with one kind of guy, and they have patience for one kind of man. They don't have patience for all different types of men.
I feel like, yes, it seems, but I just don't think that's true for everybody, because even a lot of people that I went to school with, a lot of people that I'm friends with, they're all dating regular guys. Like, I know a few of my friends who are dating, like, okay, NFL, NBA, this, that, like, dudes with money, but that's not everybody. That's not what everybody wants, and I feel like it's not, like, a good representation of all women to say, oh, yeah, just because you see all these women say that on social media, that represents all women.
I mean, look at the Chris Brown concert. Look how many women was willing to give up their relationships for a picture with him.
I would never. So I can't relate
but
to that.
A lot of women do it.
Yeah, that's true.
So y'all wouldn't. So let me ask you something. So you got a man, y'all been together. Chris Brown catch you slipping and say, yo, I got 10 bands. I just want to spend time with you for a couple hours. You gonna go sing?
What are we doing?
I wouldn't.
Exactly. We got one. We got another one. So you said no, you wouldn't too.
Nope.
She gone. What about you?
I'm not a Chris Brown supporter.
I'm not.
Well, who you like?
I don't support Chris Brown either.
See, don't change the answer because she changed.
I would not cheat. I would not cheat. Like,
he ain't say cheat, just say hang out. He got 10,000. He just want to hang out.
I would ask my man first.
The fact that you would even ask him shows you out of here. I wish my girl would ask me, hey baby, can I go hang with Chris? You're out of here.
What if I give him some of the money?
What's wrong with hanging out?
He might get some of that honey. You know what I'm saying?